Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My email, my website, my February host code. This is my online store, so if you ever need anything and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. My Facebook business page, and of course my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. So what are we doing today? Well, I'm on my Fun Fold cards, and this is called a stretch card. I got this design from Rachel Tessman. So I actually printed out, because I wrote it up for my Fun Fold class, my Moody Mauve, and we'll score it together. We'll do the scoring, and then we need a 3 1/4 inch square. Poetic Expressions is what I'm using. You can use any DSP. I'm using 2 4x4s. Basic white 3x3 here, 2 1/4 by 4 here, and a scrap for the punch. We're using the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle, Cake Fancy, Moody Mauve, Pecan Pie, Memento, Wink of Stella, and Bubble Bath Blends. So let's start with the scoring. So I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to move that off camera there and score that at, using the gray scoring blade, 2 3/4, 4 1/4, 7 1/4, and 8 1/2. Then I can put this away because I'm done with the scoring. So if you are making this in my class, I already did the folding, but in case it gets goofed up, the bottom, these are not the same measurements. Let me look. Let me make sure I can tell you the bottom is a smaller amount, so the bigger part goes on the top. And I'm going to fold that down. Then I'm going to accordion fold it this way. And I did tell, if you're coming to my class, a bone folder is a great thing to have. Then I'm going to fold this one up and fold that one. Whoops, did I do it wrong? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Don't you love when you argue with yourself? That's great. This one goes up and that one goes down. Yep. It's been a long day. Okay. So here is our card base. Now, I'm going to do some of the stamping, so I'll set that to the side first, and then I'll show you how we're going to put it together. We are going to start with birthday wishes. I am using this from Cake Fancy, and I'm just putting it down here so I have a little place to write. That's with Moody Mauve. I can set that to the side. That's all I need for that. Now I have a piece of 3 inch square white. I'm going to start with the bottom of the cake platter. Even though we only have a piece of cake, we have it on a beautiful platter, so that's great. And if you're wondering, like, why is it stamping like that? It's supposed to be kind of an artsy look, so that's fun. So now I can put the Moody Mauve away. Now, one thing I told people in my class to do, and I didn't do yet, is to stamp the Enjoy in the top right corner, so I know where to keep that. So I will do that now, but you should probably do it first. You know how far up to build your cake. Now I'm going to use Pecan Pie. I tried Early Espresso. I didn't really care for it. It just looked like a black cake, and nobody wants a black cake. You want brown chocolate, but not a black. So I'm going to take this layer in Pecan Pie, stamp it off, stamp it as close to the tray as I can. It goes on it a little bit. Totally okay. Leave a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of space and then stamp it again. I wonder if I did this wrong. We'll see if I did. We'll see if it'll fit. Because I might have stamped that too low. But we'll find out. And then I'm going to stamp this full strength in pecan pie. Yay, it works. Okay, I love when that happens. So now I'm going to take this little piece, which is just extra frosting layer, and put that just along the edge of the cake because everybody needs a little frosting. Now I left a very small space. Every time I do it, the space is different. And I'm just going to take a blend. And I'm going to add a little bit of filling. Because gosh, who doesn't like filling in your cake? Okay, so that piece is done for now. We'll come back and add some Winkostella in a few minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a scrap of white, which of course would have been smart if I had it right here. So let me grab it. And here it is. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside because that's done stamping. I have a scrap of white. I am going to use this outline from Heartfelt Hexagon, and I am going to stamp that. You want to leave a little room, but you want it a little bit close to the edge. It's easier that way. And then I am looking, this is from Heartfelt Hexagon. And I'm like, where would I put Let's Eat Cake? Oh my goodness, that works perfect with Cake Fancy. So I love the Let's Eat Cake. I find if you do the outline and then do the inside for this particular one, it seems to work better. I tried it the other way and I struggled. So you never know. Open up your punch. Put your little scrap in. Line it up. And there you got that. Okay. I think all the stamping is done. So now let's put the card together so you can see how it really is. Once you get all the scoring done, it's not a very difficult card. Now, one thing Rachel, I watched her video, suggested is you start from the bottom up. So I'm going to adhere the bottom part. On this little part, and it should fit perfectly. If it's not fitting, you know you got the wrong one. Now, the next flap. You don't want to put adhesive on your paper because you might get it in the wrong spot. So I would suggest putting a little bit of adhesive. You notice I'm not putting it all the way to the edge on these sides, but you can go down to the bottom here. Then I'm going to close this up and line it up. As long as it's covering the white, doesn't have to be all the way to the bottom. And it appears like it is covering the white. Now I can put a little bit of adhesive. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this next layer first. I think we'll be happier. And then it'll make, oops, I almost put it on the back of there. Don't do that. Put it here. And remember, don't go right up to the top because you want to leave a little space so it has a nice edge. Okay. And I'm going to line this up with the top. That looks pretty good. And just adhere that down. Now I know where this one goes because I want it covered up when the card is closed. So I'm going to put this towards the top. Yep, I can bring it down just a little so I know that it's going to be covered. Then I'm going to mat my little piece of cake on a Moody Mauve. You know, I haven't been using this color much, and I decided, you know, I'm going to use this Moody Mauve. It works with this paper beautifully. I'm going to adhere this to the back, and I can put adhesive all over because it's going to be adhered right to the back. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of Wink Stella, and I don't use it as much as I should. It adds just a little bit of glitter. And to me, it makes it look like the frosting. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, like ganache or something. I don't know. Whatever kind of shiny frosting you want, I guess. But it just adds, you can see how it really makes that frosting look fun. You got to do this frosting too, because it's all got to have a little bit. And I'm just putting a little bit around. And you have your stretch card. It looks pretty when it's closed, and it looks really fun when you open it. So I hope you give a stretch card a try. And you can see this one had a really thick one. This one, I wonder if I should put a little bit more, not enough filling in there. You can make it thicker. If it goes a little bit on the other part, that's okay. Yeah, that looks like, you know, you want to have cake with a little bit of filling in it. So I hope you try this. And once again, I cased it from Rachel Tessman, who does wonderful things. So if you ever watch her, that's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.